Have you ever wanted a robot that could do all your work for you? Well, in this short film JunkBot, that's exactly what our main character Jake is trying to achieve. To begin with, we see Jake get off a phone call with a friend. He apologizes that he can't make it and he has more important things to do. Then he turns around and gets to work. We see a short montage of him working on something in his shed, when suddenly it sparks to life. He was working on a robot. He's so amazed at what he's done that he can't help but just stare in awe. The robot gets up and completely ignores him, choosing to instead investigate its environment and just walk out of his shed. Jake stands there for a few seconds, starstruck. He catches up with him inside and finds the robot rummaging around in drawers inside the kitchen. Jake stands there and talks to him. He says, "Okay, well, I made you, here's what you're going to help me do. I want you to help me be a better friend." JunkBot turns around and looks at him and just ignores him. Jake then says to him, "Please, it's really important." The robot says, "Yeah, well, I've got important things to do too." He gets up with a bowl full of forks and knives and spoons, and he puts one in his mouth as if he's about to eat it like a chip as he leaves the room. Jake stands there, again annoyed and a bit confused as to why the robot's ignoring him. Jake enters the room where the robot is sitting on the couch watching TV and eating spoons. Jake stands in the doorway looking annoyed. The robot asks him, "What's your problem?" Jake then starts angrily talking to the robot, telling him, "Well, I made you, so you're going to help me. And if you're going to help me, you're going to have to be a good friend to me. You can't just ignore me and then disappear into the dark to just waste your time on whatever you're doing." Then the robot says, "Well, I learned from the best." Then we visually see Jake put some things together in his mind, and as an audience, figure out that, he's realized that that's what he's just done to his friend. Jake stands in the doorway, thinking about that for some time, and then gets interrupted by JunkBot explaining that he's made an oil stain on the couch. Jake stands there and he looks very disappointed and groans, and then he walks off. He goes to get some cleaning equipment to just fix the mess that JunkBot's just made, when he stops and takes out his phone and calls his friend. He says, "Hey, yeah, I've actually got some time now. Do you want to come over and see what I've been doing?" And then we end there. Now, the feasibility of this project, I think, could be quite doable. There is only one problem that that was brought up to me in my practice pitch, and that was the idea of the robot costume, or what I'm going to do about JunkBot being a robot. And with that, I was just going to dress him up in just like to add to the kind of dry humor of the short film in just cardboard with like tinfoil like glued to him, just to like make it look really shabby and bad. I think that could work really well with the humor. And the production itself just requires one of each of the roles. Like, we need only one camera operator, we only need one person to help us with sound, and, like, because there's not too much going on, really. That we're not going to have any extended, like, crazy shots. It's going to be mainly stills, just to really let, like, the characters be the important and interesting part of the short film.